Nintendo used to be a gambling company that sold playing cards. Far back in 1889, there was a small shop in Kyoto called Nintendo Koppai, where a craftsman named Fusajiro Yamauchi was selling hand-painted hanafuda playing cards. These cards were beautiful, delicate, and incredibly popular in gambling circles. But soon Japan's modernization began, and Emperor Meiji copied many Western legal systems which viewed gambling as pretty bad. So Japan introduced strict laws cracking down on gambling and, by extension, Yamauchi's card business. But things moved slowly back then, and the card business was doing fine, until the 1950s when they were just scraping by. So now 3 generations later, Yamauchi's great-grandson Hiroshi Yamauchi inherited the company and decided to pivot to a new venture. They tried a whole bunch of different things, buying a fleet of cabs and starting a new taxi business called Daya Taxi. But workers went on strike and Nintendo had no management experience, so it failed. Then they tried buying love hotels, thinking hotels are an evergreen business, but that too flopped pretty embarrassingly. By this time, instant noodles had become incredibly popular. So what do Japanese people like as much as noodles? Rice! So Nintendo made instant rice, but failed again. They were learning along the way and finally started making some real money with their new toy business. In 1959, in a way they went back to their roots and made a gamble on the cards. Basically, Hiroshi Yamauchi secured the rights to print Disney characters on Nintendo's playing cards, which had never been done before in Japan. Everybody loved Disney characters, and having exclusive rights to basically sell their merch was huge. At this point, their primary customer base was not gamblers or Yakuza members, but families and kids, and that's where their real money is. Eventually, they shifted to electronics, and in 1977, they released their first ever console called Color TV Game 6, then Color Game 15, and a whole bunch of others. Until 1981, when Shigeru Miyamoto came up with Donkey Kong and changed everything. It was a global success, and Nintendo was on a generational run. Donkey Kong sequels later spawned Mario and Luigi, then the NS dropped with Super Mario Bros. And Legend of Zelda. In 1989 came the legendary Game Boy, which made Nintendo what it is today.